It's Saturday Night Live! It came on without my approval. There we go. Like, get the party started. Let's do it. Oh, what a day. Where are the planets? Crazy. I love this also. Okay, you guys, you know the drill, right? Provide me with your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, and I will do a reading for you if I have enough time. And I would love to do that. So what you need is your place of birth, time of birth, and date of birth, okay? And I just need to have that before I end. If I don't see it, then I can't do it, okay? And then I'll have to do it next week. But I do have someone I promised to do a reading for tonight. Her name is Christy Nandy. Christy, I had did her date backwards. I put October instead of September because she's from a foreign country. So we'll be doing her chart tonight, okay? All right. So before I do that, as you know, I like to look at where the planets are in the night sky. So let's start with that because we've got a lot going on in the night sky right now, okay? All right. So let me go ahead and cut this down. So much love and light to all of you. I just wanted to stop by tonight and make sure I did everything that I had planned for the horoscope chart is right. So tonight, the sun is at 26 degrees of Libra. 26 degrees of Libra. Hey, that is sextile my Mars, my Leo Mars. I like that. No wonder I feel like I want to dance and talk. The moon is at 8 degrees of Cancer. 8 degrees of Cancer. Yee. Okay. I don't like that, but that's okay. We've got Mercury at 20 degrees of Scorpio and Venus at 14 degrees of Scorpio. And Mercury is going to go to retrograde on Halloween. I don't know if you know that, but it will be retrograding on Halloween. That's going to be interesting for a lot of people. And just remember, when Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time to things. That's like redo, renew, rethink, regroup, revive, review, all of that. That's what you do when Mercury is retrograde. It's not a time to initiate things, but it's a time to reestablish things or, reignite. There's a lot that can happen during a retrograde. Let's see, Mars is at 10 degrees of Libra, and that is square that Cancer moon at 8 degrees of Cancer. That's why I said I didn't like it. I don't. That's an ugly square. Mars is a little combative, right? A little aggressive. And the moon, well, especially in Cancer, is a little emotional. And so I could see where a little bit of emotion and a little bit of aggression can create a great, big, ugly, well, I think of it like a whirlpool because we're talking about water and air. It's like a tornado, right? It's a hurricane. So water in the air. It's ugly. Anyway, Jupiter is at 21 degrees of Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay, I love singing that. Anyway, Sagittarius at 21 degrees is actually sextile the sun, which is at 26 degrees. It's a wide sextile. We're talking 5 degrees, but I'm going to give it. And I think a lot of Saggies and Libras have really been feeling that over the last week or so, just vibing with that sextile. It's probably been really nice for you guys. Saturn is at 14 degrees of Capricorn, sitting on my sun. Oh, please get off my sun. My sun's at 14 degrees, and it's just been really messing with me, okay, you guys? But look, That Saturn at 14 degrees of Capricorn is making a very wide connection to that moon. That's an opposition. I'm giving it because it's the moon, and 6 degrees is allowable for the moon. And especially for me, since Saturn's sitting on my sun, that means the moon is opposing me. Women, don't despise me. Love me, women. I'm your friend. There's no reason to be jealous of me at all. Believe me, I'm girlfriend. Okay? All right, women. Just saying, I don't want the women to be like, that's the moon. That's women opposing me, my sun, my Saturn. Like, girls, I got your back. Just know that. You can trust me, okay? I don't want no women getting upset at me right now. Okay, Uranus is at 4 degrees of Taurus. And actually, that Uranus is technically sextile that moon in Cancer because it's, we're talking 4 degrees and it's the moon, it's allowable. So, and, even though Uranus is retrograding, people may find that or feel like they're changing. You probably are changing. And I think this Uranus retrograde is really solidifying the change that a lot of us have to make right now. So yeah, it's a big thing. Neptune is at 16 degrees of Pisces, and it is retrograde as well. And that Neptune and that Saturn are sextile still, in my opinion. Also, this is making a trine to both Mercury and Venus. It's kind of like right in between that Mercury and Venus as far as a trine is concerned. I think that's really good. Neptune trine Mercury and Neptune trine Venus. First of all, Neptune trine Venus, when we're talking about Scorpio and Pisces, what a beautiful, like ephemeral, I'm almost thinking mystical or spiritual type of creation or moment. It's magical, right? It's beautiful. You could create magic now. Scorpios, Pisces. I'm thinking either Scorpios, Pisces, even some Cancers, Capricorns, Tauruses, Virgos. I just see magic. Beautiful miracles. Beautiful. Let's see, Pluto at 20 degrees of Capricorn is exactly sextile Mercury in Scorpio. So once again, that's a really nice sextile. And I think when you're talking about Mercury and Pluto, that's power in your words. I want people to be aware of how powerful your words might be right now. I mean, yeah, Scorpio is deeply emotional, and Pluto in Capricorn is, I'm a Capricorn, and it's on my ascendant, and I'm telling you, it's cut and dry. Like, I can't explain it, but my boundaries are pretty firm now. So if I see that something or someone or is going across my boundaries, that's it. Like, that's it. And so I'm just wondering if maybe the Mercury and Scorpio might add a little bit of motion into that, maybe soften that a little bit. Let's hope. Otherwise, if Scorpio's stinging, that's just going to solidify that sting. And so that could be ugly. The true node is at 11 degrees of Cancer. And yes, it is officially conjunct that moon in Cancer. So, with the node conjunct the moon, I guess it is telling us to feel those emotions. Can't get away from it, right? Just let those emotions fly, whatever they are. They want to come out. And believe me, this moon is going to be making a square to that sun in Libra by tomorrow. And if there's no emotions now, there'll be emotions then. That's going to be ugly. Just saying. Let the emotions fly. Chiron's at 2 degrees of Aries, and that too is making a square to the moon. It's wide at 6 degrees, but it's the moon. It's a luminary. It gets those 6 degrees. So yeah, Yeah, Chiron is, you know, squaring that moon too. So some Aries could be feeling that friction. Some Cancers might be going through a lot right now. I don't, or Cancers. Well, you guys, at least the moon is in your sun, you know, near your sun right now, Cancers. And so that's really good for you guys. You might have been going through a lot of um, emotions right now. There could be some emotion. So this is my take on where the planets are in the night sky. And I am now going to start the horoscope chart is right portion of Saturday Night Lives. Now, I had pulled up a chart in another group I belong to for a young lady named Christine Andy. And I realized when I was doing her chart that, wait, I can't tell if she was born in October 9th, or if she was born September 10th. And with her being from a foreign country, it turned out she's born September 10th. So that's what we're going to put here. Also, I have you, Nandy, for midnight, because you had 12:05. I'm assuming, I hope that's midnight at 12:05. And if that is so, then you are or have a Virgo sun, a Taurus moon, and a Cancer ascendant at 5 degrees. Now, that's very interesting because that means the moon is right on your ascendant right now. And I think it's wonderful that you've been highlighted for the horoscope chart is right when the moon is sitting on your ascendant. So let's see what we pull up. I'm going to do a, let's see here, a natal transit and progression. And then I'm going to put in the part of fortune, vertex, Lilith, Chiron, Ceres, Belus, Juno, Vesta. And let's see what we get when we look at this here. Okay, Christy, who was born in India. Christy Nandy, you are up first on the horoscope chart is right. And I'm going to share this so that you guys can see what I see. Okay, okay. So let me move around here so I can, yeah, get myself comfortable. Okay, so Bristy, what an interesting chart. It's a lot different than the one I did in the other group because it's not quite the same when, you know, with you being a Virgo and not a Libra. And it really puts emphasis in a lot of different spots, much different than the initial chart that I gave to you. And this is because if you look at this chart now, you'll see that you've got a couple of really major life occurrences happening to you. One is that you have, oh my gosh, before I go any further. So he's got the ascendant in the second house. I've been talking about this. I've been getting people with either their midheaven in the 11th house or ascendant in the second house. It's been happening on a consistent basis, and Bristy has this. So anyway, Bristy, you've got the North Node. I'm going to point this out to you so you can see what I see here. Look at this right over here. The North Node is sitting right there in your first house. I happen to know because we just looked at where the planets are that the North Node is here as well. And so you've got some emphasis going on in the first house. You were born with Chiron there by birth. So you might be someone who kind of, I don't want to say hides out. And I don't want to say hides, but I don't know if you embraced all of the you that is you. I'm not sure if you've done that. And I think this North Node in this first house is going to help you do that. And Bristy, because, you know, I work for a service, you know, I get paid, right? So you got 5 minutes, baby. I don't want to overdo here. And if you need to know more, then reach out to me at Astrology, a look inside /shop. And I actually recommend everyone start with either one basic reading or down at the bottom, I think it's at the very bottom, Astrology. I need to fix that page. Anyway, you also have your ascendant or progressed ascendant in the second house. And I think it's going to be going over your Jupiter in the second house. You know, this is an amazing thing. I was also born with Jupiter in the second house. And the funny thing about that, it gives so much potential. And sometimes it's so hard for us to reach that potential. I too have my ascendant in the second house on my Jupiter. And I feel like it's a time for me to push forward with my hopes and dreams for money. And I'm going to say the same for you. It's time for you to push forward with your hopes and dreams for money. And you've got Pallas Athena in the second house by birth, right conjuncture Jupiter, which is telling me that you've got a mind for money. If you haven't figured it out, then maybe you and I need to talk, because I don't understand how you could avoid the money. And this is because you got a Taurus moon. I too have a Taurus moon, but yours is in the 11th house. I'll say this. If you've been wondering, where or how you could amass money, well, with a Taurus moon and that being the natural ruler of the second house in the 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes, and friends, organizations, groups, clubs, I would say you could earn an income off of places like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, groups like I found you in, like Mystic Connections, or, stuff like that. Look at that as an option. Also, with your moon here and Pluto is opposing, if you've had trouble with romance, I would look at friends, okay? Other things, Saturn and Pluto here, there could be some issues going on with your romance. Reach out to me. Christy, reach out to me. By the way, you've got Jupiter transiting the sixth house. I hope you've worked on your career, although I can see there might be some issues here. Reach out to me. You got Chiron sitting on the midheaven. Oh my gosh, you poor child. There's a lot going on in your chart. A lot. You've got a splay. It's all over the place. So I do hope you reach out to me, because your progressed moon and progressed Mars are in the 12th house of self-undoing. And it's in Gemini. So the way you think is vital now. Okay. It's important that you are thinking clearly, and, and that could be an issue with Neptune up here. Anyway, reach out to me, Bristy. I am looking forward to doing an actual reading with you so that I can tell you all that I really want to tell you. Because my goodness, you got a lot going on in your life and a lot going on in your chart, okay? So much love and light to you, Bristy. And I hope that this, what's going on there, like I said, there's probably something going on in your relationships. Reach out to me, honey. Okay, that's astrology, alookinside.com/shop. You can find different readings there, and all different types of things there. So I hope you do reach out to me, and it's been my pleasure to do this for you, Christy. Much love, much light, and many blessings to you. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to see if anyone knows that I'm live. That's number one. Does anyone even know I'm live? And if there's any other request out there, and if there is, great. If not, it's always just fun to get these done. And I might actually go over to Mystical Connections tonight. I've got a lot of readings to do there. So let me just see something here. I just want to make sure. What happens is a lot of times I get requests, and then I don't see them until after I shut off the broadcast, and then it's too late. I've missed it, right? Okay, so I don't see anything specific there. Good. Because I feel so guilty when I do that. Just knowing that someone is waiting and I didn't see to provide them that. So, okay, I'm just going to go and check here. I just want to make sure before I go, because I don't like when I don't take care of my own group. Okay, so. Oh, okay, so there we go here. Okay, good. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so this is great, you guys. I just wanted to just say much love and light to everyone. I think I've done this one for Rashida. Let me just check this here. I hope I have. If I didn't, I will. Yeah, I have. Okay, wonderful. Great. I don't know why I felt urged to go and look at this again. Wow. I am gonna look at, I'll share it. I don't know why I pulled it up because, well, this always happens, right? So this person, I think, gave me a request about a month ago or so. And it's Rashida. Rashida. You're out there somewhere, Rashida. Rashida. She has a very interesting chart. Again, look, this ascendant in the second house and this midheaven in the 11th, that has been happening consistently. But what, again, this Neptune, she's got that in the 12th, and this Chiron in the first. I'm thinking she's got some real psychic connections coming into her in her dream state. And also, this is another person who's working on their self, their image, their actual physical self. That is vital. And wow, and where is that? Yeah, and here's this Saturn. This is what I was trying to look at. Okay, so I think I've been brought back to this chart for a reason. Maybe I didn't say this before, but I feel that I have to say it now. You've got this Saturn sitting in your 10th house. It had retrograded, so you've had maybe 5, 6 months to solidify your career. I mean, this is what that was about solidifying your career and building a real structure to your career. Now, you may have missed this because a lot of times when Saturn is sitting up in the 10th house or first house or seventh house, it really makes it hard to think because it's so painful and it's so hard. And you've got your Sun and Mercury in the sixth house in Virgo. So I can tell that work or health was a real major issue for you. And with Saturn up there, it might have felt harsh. You might have felt like you had trouble with your work. But I want you to see here that your Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, is really about to usher into your midheaven area. And this, I mean, Saturn in this area, by the way, is rare too. This only happens every 28 years. Yeah, 28 years. So this is major. This is what they call the pinnacle. And you're in the pinnacle now, and you're at the tail end of it. But it doesn't mean it's not too late to pick up and salvage what the universe has been trying to give you, which is a strong, solid, stable, powerful career. And I really believe this because of where the progressed sun is right now. It's literally about to go onto your Pallas Athena, which tells me that if you plan and you organize and you plot your rise to power, I really believe that you can. I really do. The other thing is that this Jupiter, it only hits this midheaven area every 12 years. So the fact that it's about to go there, it tells me that you're bringing, it's not even there. The good is coming. The good is coming. The good is coming. And I hope that you can feel that in your career. If you don't have a major career yet, establish one. You were born with your sun in the 5th house in Leo. You are a natural born entrepreneur. You're supposed to start your own business. I think something solid, okay? I've been led to tell you this. It's really important that I tell you that. So I hope that vibes with you in some way, because I really felt like I had to come and give you that specific message. Like, this is your message, okay? So good luck with that, Rashida. Rashida. Now, the other thing, I just want to make sure that I don't have any other requests out there, but it looks like I'm good. And so this is what I'm going to say. Much love, much light, many blessings to all of you. You know, I love it when I get to go live with you guys. And I just thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to be doing the horoscope readings for all 12 signs on YouTube. So if you haven't joined or subscribed to the YouTube channel, at youtube.com/subscribe. No, youtube.com/astrology, look inside and then hit subscribe. Okay. All right, you guys. Blessings. Let's go out with some good music. All right. There we go. Yes, I love that song. Many blessings, everyone. Bye.